Big D Entertainment, in association with Dipsy Doodle Productions, presents The Dave Holly Hour. Brought to you by Trio Jazz Club, Sioux Falls' premier jazz club. Enter as friends, leave as family. Phil's Pub. Phil's, your local dive with music for the people. Chaser's Food and Spirits. Excel Chiropractic, and Quality Nails. The Dave Holly Hour features Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment Conversations. A true lover of arts, entertainment, good food, and fun times, including an occasional Jack Daniels. Okay, so a few Jack Daniels. Here he is, Dave Holly.
Cheers, everyone. We've been trying for years to book Adele on this show. Yeah, Adele, superstar worldwide. We still don't fit into her schedule. But better than that, the premier Playhouse presents A Night with Adele, featuring the outstanding vocals of show favorite Casey Schultz. She and PTT Artistic Director Oliver Mays tell us all about it. Plus, we find out about the process of producing a fan film with filmmaker Tom Abbott. So come on in, join us as usual, waving the cover charge here at the Dipsy Doodle Productions studio. 3 words not spoken here, black tie formal. Come as you are, but it's BYOB. Of course, I'm sipping a Jasper Newton, the drink name I chose years ago for a Jack Daniels Diet Coke with a lime. So let's get going.
Honey, look at this.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yummy.
I know.
That'd be fantastic. You know what I'm talking about.
Dave's Fave. Each week we salute a person or business I feel is worthy of a shout out for any number of reasons. This week's Dave's Fave is Richard Corelli. If you see a distinguished gentleman with my love and I at events, you're probably wondering if he's my dad or an older brother. He'll jokingly tell you, no, Dave's my dad. Yesterday was his birthday. He is in New Jersey visiting his son JP and family. He loves dessert, so I'm sure birthday cake was in abundance. One day of belated wishes for you. Belated happy birthday wishes, son. Yeah, that's right, son. Want to know who and what else I favor? Go to the Dave's Faves page on the show website, DaveHollyHour.com. After you look at that page, go to the trivia page and see our schedule at Chasers. That's West 12th and Ellis Road. Stop in for great food, great beverages, and fun times. Monday nights at 7, we play Dave Holly Hour Trivia with 7 fun rounds and great prizes. This Monday, July 20th, the theme is going to be a very sweet theme because we celebrate National Lollipop Day. Come early to find a good table and have some food and drinks. Chasers, your neighborhood gathering place. Honorable mention. What made Dave laugh, chuckle, chortle, downright slap my knee silly, or simply fill my heart with happiness? This week it was a very uproarious morning laugh. So we, my love and I, are headed toward her work a couple of days ago. Early in the morning, we get a block and a half away from our home in central Sioux Falls. She says, I forgot my coffee. She puts the car in park and opens the door, at which point I'm thinking, is she going to run back to the house? A block and a half to get her coffee? Well, then she opens the back door. It was in a particular carrier that she had with her, brings it out and comes back into the vehicle, sits down, puts her coffee in. She's looking at me like, well, what? I said, I thought you were running back to the house. So, my love, thank you for always keeping me on my toes as well. Later in the show, Tom Abbott. Coming up in just a minute or so, Casey Schultz and Oliver Mays on the Dave Holly Hour. Looking for incredible live music this week? Trio Jazz Club has another fantastic lineup waiting for you. Tonight, Grant Hazing makes his trio debut with his quartet. He's part of the next generation of Sioux Falls musical talent. One show at 6:30. Tomorrow night, My buddy Dan Heyer and friends play 2 shows, 6:30 and 9. Remember, Dan is the unofficial director of cannoli sales at Trio. Saturday night, Minnesota native Clayton Ryan's Heartland music is a combination of song and storytelling, blending country with jazz. That's right. It's like Willie Nelson meets Miles Davis for one night only. Thankfully, though, 2 shows, 6:30 and 9. Tuesday night's event next week is sold out, but you can hear BRB Wednesday night at 6:30 for Al Bervin's half-birthday experience. Grab your tickets online at triojazzclub.com and experience it live.
Dr. Perry Langston and Dr. Corey Tooney know excellence is in you. That's why they provide you with excellent care at XO Chiropractic, improving your overall health in spirit, body, mind, and will. Get results the natural way. Arrange a consultation, 605-332-9235 or exokairos.com. Excellent care for excellent people. XO Chiropractic, located at 4309 South Racket Drive in Sioux Falls.
It's a fresh new look for DaveHolleyHour.com. Besides catching up on episodes, find Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment websites. See what Dave likes on the Dave's Faves page. Get more information about our wonderful sponsors. Check out the news and notes section to find out what past guests are up to, and sign up for our newsletter. It's all at your searching and surfing fingertips. DaveHolleyHour.com.
Walking through the entryway of Phil's Pub, you can't help but notice the show pics and posters from the heyday of live bands in Sioux Falls. Phil's is back. They're on their way to reestablishing their iconic live music venue status. Come on into Phil's for a great local brew. You might just find yourself seeing some of the performers in those pictures, and a very good chance you'll see new acts that will end up being in pictures too. Phil's Pub, your local dive, with music for the people. Follow them on Facebook and other socials. Keep up to date with who's playing at the pub each week here on the Dave Holley Hour.
He's a bit flirtatious, but most of all, fun. Once again, here's Dave Holley.
Welcome back, everybody. Always a pleasure to talk Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment. And the 2 guests I have today, they've both been on multiple times, and it's always great to see each one of them. I don't think I've interviewed the 2 of you together, though, have I?
We're too dangerous together, I think.
So Casey Schultz and Oliver Mays. We're talking TPP today, the Premier Playhouse. Yeah. Well, a little something coming up this weekend. Now, what's the official title? An Evening with Adele?
A Night with Adele.
A Night
featuring
with Adele.
Casey Schultz.
Yes. I didn't know you did any Adele songs.
She does. I do. It's in my rep always because I've looked up to her forever, and I thankfully had the opportunity to put her all into one. I guess I've only ever sang like one song or a couple songs, and now getting able to go look at her entire discography and look at how many hits that woman has. I know. You think you know a person's, but then it's just like hit after hit after hit. Almost, it was hard to think of songs not to do. It's like, I can't do this one. This one might be off the new album, So it was very fun to curate that list.
All right. So where are we? Because if I'm not mistaken, we have a couple of different locales on this one, don't we?
We originally did, but we now both performances are at Myrtle's for Vault and Bar. Originally, one was at Rock Island, but to be transparent, by the time this airs, our Friday night performance at Myrtle's will have sold out. We are very close currently, and we just wanted to respond to the audience interest in having an experience there. So we're asking those that purchase Saturday night tickets to join us at Myrtle's if they can or want. And then there's still a lot more tickets available on Saturday, but you still want to act fast. This is definitely a show that people are excited about.
Yeah, very excited about because, my wife and I both think that Casey is one of the most talented people around.
Stop
it. I think she might even have a girl crush on you.
Well, it's mutual, unfortunately. I don't know what to say. I have a girl crush on Terry. This is my public announcement of it.
So when this came out that you were going to be doing Adele, she goes, "Oh, wow, this is interesting. When's it?" And then all of a sudden it's like, we got to get tickets.
I know. It was we got it up and running really quick, which I do like, so then I didn't get nervous. I am a self-saboteur. I get really in my head about things, so I'm kind of glad. It's almost like overwhelming, and so I need to do it, and I know what's happening, and I can't back out, or I can't whimper out of it. I have to go full heart on it, because also, since it's like one of the first times TPP is kind of doing something, like not the first time, but one of the first times, I really want it to be great, and I want it to be amazing, and I hope everyone likes it. That's another thing that I really pressurized it with.
You talk amazing, though. The promo picture you have for this. Wow.
The best I've ever looked. Thank you to Oliver Mays. Thank you to Patrick Simonson for making me look like Adele. I never thought I would love a butt chin on me, but here I am.
It was such a fun shoot, and she looks gorgeous.
She does. Just absolutely.
I just need to wear that wig forever. I guess I'm going to, another update, I'm going to be ginger for the rest of my life now that I've decided strawberry blonde is my journey now.
Well, it's a good look. I do that.
Thank you.
Yes. And so how many songs will you be singing?
13 total. Yeah. And I just did that number because my parents kept asking about it. So I finally counted it for them. And 13 is the golden number, which is like an album. So I was thinking that's, she does more on her, during her Caesar's Palace run. She did more than that. So I was like, if she can do it, I can do it. And I think I know I can, in fact.
And you also originally said 14 or 15. And I said, please cut one or two. So we've shrunk a couple. We've added some things to them just to make it still a Casey show. Flow, yes,
but also getting people in and out of some place where it's not like a 2.5 hour show of just me. Like, I love me, and I know people like me a lot, but I don't know if anybody needs to see 2.5 hours of me standing there. If you want that, then DM Oliver for that.
Yeah, or go 2 nights.
Yes, go both nights. They'll both be different.
But the beauty of that is, like, this is something that could come back to us in the community, right?
Yeah.
Something that people will enjoy. And so if it becomes recurring, then there can be more variation. So this will be the first version of it. There will also be a pop-up performance at a park mixed with Patrick Simonson's cabaret. And then who knows what will happen after that. So that's kind of the beautiful part of a show like this, is that she has a huge discography to choose from, and we're landing on this version of it. But then she might be like, okay, that one was kind of a sleeper. Like, let's swap it out. And how
can we
fun
add
to kind of curate
more to
that.
it?
All right. So who approached you on this?
I think I approached you. I did approach you. I said, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to build up the nerve and the gumption and the gall. And I'm just going to say, I think I want to do this. And we were at, what was it? The Source? No, what was it?
At the breaks.
At the breaks. And Sully, his son, was running around. And I was like, finally, okay. I want to talk about a night with Adele. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't literally know anything else about it because I've never done anything like that. I've never done just Casey anywhere. It's always been with somebody else. It's always been with the company. It's always been with the show. And so I just really trusted Oliver and TPP in general to pick me up when I didn't know exactly what I was doing, but also have a good platform for me. And then also grow on that. So, like, give Patrick Simonson some also, like, open doors. And, so we were at the coffee shop and I said, that's kind of what I'm imagining. I'm thinking looking like her, sounding like her, speaking like her, but then also I wanted something intimate. Like, I wanted it to be at Myrtle's or at something small, because I, again, have also never done that. The one thing I did was a Spark Called Creation, which I loved. That was such a fun experience at Cabaret.
Yeah, that was
and it was
awesome.
so fun to see almost like people jam-packed in the space because they wanted to see it, but it's only one night. So you have to get, like, I just loved that aspect of it too, is that the hot commodity, but the small, the
one or two.
It feels very like Chicago. It feels very pop-up-y and very metropolitan, which I think Sioux Falls is ready for. I think Sioux Falls is ready for that kind of stuff. And TPP is doing a really great job at introducing that into the community and seeing what's working, what's not working, and collaborating with artists that aren't just TPP people, that are also just community members. So I was really excited to talk with, and very nervous, but very excited nonetheless to hopefully introduce that. And he was like, yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah. When she brought it up, it is a part of our programming pie, a piece of our programming pie that I want to explore more. So we did that lightly this last last season, but this next season we wanted to create a structure for more like self-sufficient projects, but through people like pitching their visions and things like that. So just so happens that Casey and yes, also Patrick Simonson pitched really cool ideas that live in the world of what we want to do. And we have such a beautiful partnership with the Icon event hall management team. So hopping around between Myrtles, Dada, Icon, whatever it may be, Club David, that's really fun for us. And so and I used to work like in the cabaret circuit when I lived in New York. So this is like really my bread and butter and I love it. So when Casey came to me with this idea, I was like, okay, this can kind of build or be the birth of this structure that we want to build so that artists have a platform.
When she said the vision that she had of it and how she wanted it to look, etc., were you in agreement, or were you taking that director type role where you do and go, well, yeah?
That's a great question. It's so funny. I'm huge into like artistic excellence in terms of standards, but if someone lives within the world of my standards, I'm not going to have too much to say. So I very much see myself as a creative consultant, and she knows that I will tell her if something doesn't look good or sound good.
Right.
But when she pitched it to me, I was more asking more questions of like, okay, so are there candles around us? Like, what's going on? So I was like almost building the world with her. So it just inspired me. And unless, again, she was totally off kilter, I'm not going to say you can't do that, because like this kind of show should come more so from the artist. So she's emulating someone, she's building her own performance. And so that's for her to curate.
All right. So how have rehearsals been then? How has this worked?
You know, it's been kind of weird because Coleman Peterson, of course, has helped me a lot with music and stuff like that, curating the perfect set list. I thought of all the songs I really wanted, and then I kind of sent it to him and I was like, now put from a different, because he has directing, music director, all that stuff, from another creative's point of view, what's the order of this look like? What can I do? Is this piano?
Arrangement experience.
Yeah, he to be transparent too, like I can't sing like Adele perfectly. So we've changed keys, we've shortened things, we've slowed things down, we've built stuff up. And he's really good at seeing that and hearing it right away. And I also didn't really know how to work with a pianist. And I when I think of Adele, I just think of a grand piano and all this stuff. And so I got to work with Lucas Schreck, another great person in this community. I'm so sad that he is going to college and, living his life out there, whatever. But he is also working with me and doing piano for some of the songs. And like we're just doing a lot of collabing. And I love the group of people I have surrounded myself with this project because they're passionate about it too.
Right.
So it's nice to see we
all see the value of it. So you're probably feeling
I have like
supportive.
4 people, more than 4 people, but like my 4 core people, Patrick, Oliver, Lucas, and Coleman, all really supporting me and seeing when I'm getting overwhelmed or like, oh, I don't know if I can actually do that. Or like, oh, this is going to be bad. And they're the first people to be like, nope, you are the only person that can do this in Sioux Falls, which is nice to have that also point of view, that the collaboration is not just, how can we do the music? What is it going to look like? It's also the moral support behind it, which I really need. So I'm thankful to all my boys that they do that. I surround myself with the perfect people to keep me afloat. So
we want it to feel like an experience.
Yeah,
she's going to give a great
work, doesn't it? In terms of getting the perfect people that you like to work with.
Yes.
And that you also know it's not just their yes people, but they're also
that was a big thing too. I don't love when people smile and nod, because I am a smile and nod. Sometimes it's hard to tell people the truth because you don't want to hurt their feelings. And I know with every single one of those people that I've surrounded myself with, is they're going to tell me the truth. It might hurt a little bit, but I know in the long run, hey, you shouldn't sing that song because it's not perfect for your voice. Ooh, ouch, but also exactly. Or like Patrick saying, you need to put the butt chin on. You need to look like her, and this is what you need to do. You're beautiful, but you need to look like her. Okay, yes, thank you for being honest with me, because I think honesty is a huge thing about trust too. I really trust every single one of these people. So
then there's more integrity attached, because everyone really did want it to be the best it can be.
Yes.
So what time do we start on Friday and Saturday?
Show starts at 8.
Okay.
Doors open at like 7:45, I want to say. 7:30.
No, doors open at 7.
Oh,
7.
Meal
So
and drink service. So normally down there it's just drinks, but I think they're going to try to accommodate folks who want to also eat.
Yeah.
So there will be tables, there's booth seating, and then table seating with chairs all facing the performance area, really dressed up in a cute way. And then there will be specialty drinks as well.
Yes, which are going to be a secret for now.
Okay, all right.
You have to come to the show to see what signature drinks we come up with.
Is Skyfall going to be in this one?
It is not. It was one of the ones that I wanted so bad. And then I had to think of like the 7,000 other songs that she had. And Coleman and Patrick had a really great time helping me with that, figuring out like, we can't leave Rolling on the Deep out, but what can we, or what can I add to my pop-up concert? Oh, Skyfall would be awesome because nobody's heard it yet. So just because you experienced one thing, you're not going to experience it the same way again.
Yeah.
So just finding the perfect mix for like the debut of it, you know? So I can't give any more away. I mean, if you know Adele, you know what songs you're hoping to hear, and I'm hoping to check those boxes for sure.
She's trying to feed your appetite.
Yeah, exactly. And so you're going to have meal service and drinks, of course. Thank you. Of course. And is it general admission then when you walk in?
There will be seating. So we are selling the tickets and then working with the Myrtle staff to get everyone seated. They'll get the reservation list, and then based on number in party, they'll seat people throughout. So just to kind of, especially because it's a pretty tight space and they're doing their best to let us have a lot of people in there. So they want to make sure that they can fit as many people as possible. Right. So it will be semi-assigned. You can, of course, maybe request an adjustment, but...
so how many are you expecting to be seated then?
50-ish would be our cap. We were originally selling for 45, and it sounds like they are willing to make room for 5-ish more. Yeah, so that's probably going to be where we're at. But how beautiful to pack a room like that and get to perform for that kind of audience.
Yeah. And what's great about it, it's just such a great room.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
This was my first time even being there. And the minute I walked in, I was like, oh my gosh, what else can be in here? That's not even, like, what do I want to see in here? I just thought about the endless possibilities, especially thinking of further down in the summer, Patrick's show coming up. The idea of that being in that space as well is going to be really exciting. He's doing, can we share it? I don't know.
I'm going to
share it.
Fly Me Over the Moon, in which a tribute to Frank Sinatra and Judy Garland, where you will see Patrick Simonson.
Yes,
exactly. But there will be kind of like an Act 1, Act 2 element in which he emulates both icons and does some of their rep. It's going to be really cool. And honestly, I have to say, Casey's show and Patrick's show, what was also so exciting is, again, working with the icon folks, they expressed like, oh, we would love to like have some programming in here. And we were talking about what kind of nights would be interesting. And it was these kinds of shows. So it's nice to be able to fulfill that on a personal level, but also a partnership level of they're like really excited about what kind of show they're having there. So it's exciting for all of us.
All right. And so 7:00 is when the doors open. How much are the tickets?
$15 at the door, $12 in advance. And,
but more for more drinks for me.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I was like, why are you confused? But then you made me realize what I wanted to say is there might not be very many door tickets. Like Friday, probably not. Saturday week, currently, yes. But again, you want to go online. Number one, cheaper. Number two, you want to make sure you have a spot.
Right. Exactly.
So I want to cram you in, but
Yeah. All right.
We'll see. Always.
So you mentioned Patrick's show. When are we going to be experiencing that?
That is August 21st and 22nd, I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
And is that part of the next season or?
Both of these technically are part of the new season, and there are summer series for Underground. So we want to do a lot more concerts and cabarets and experiences through the Underground series throughout the year. But these are like kind of launching the season for the summer programming.
All right. Then what else do we have coming up for the season?
In October, late October and early November, we're doing Goosebumps, the musical in the Orpheum. And then we are planning some nice holiday stuff that I'm not going to yet announce.
Okay.
And then
of course.
in February of 2027, we're doing Ghost, the musical. That's an Underground show at the Icon. And then in April, we are doing Rent at the Icon. That's an Underground show. And then in June, we will do our passion project, which we are soon announcing submissions for, so people can submit their passion project. It's going to be kind of has more concept behind it, and we have a lot of hopes for what it can be this season. So I'm excited to see who can pitch within that realm. And then we're also throughout the season more on this soon, but we're doing a lot of new musical development through our Premieres program. Awesome. Shows that have been submitted in the past have been a semi-finalist, kind of taking the time to slow down and helping them develop those more and then presenting them to audiences, kind of like the Festival of New Works, but the festival will be more so spread out so that people can see longer shows and kind of experience something with music and acting and some dance and kind of help influence the further development and like refinement of it. Yeah.
So tell me more about the passion projects first, and then I want to talk more about the Festival of New Plays is how it's going now? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, Festival of New Works.
New Works.
Yeah.
Okay.
It used to be New Plays.
Right.
Works is supposed to encourage, other forms of writing.
Okay. And you'll say that submissions are going to be out soon, etc.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So yes, to clarify, the Passion Project and Premiere submissions will be released at the same time, both with different lenses that they'll be through, and then people will have a timeline to submit. But we did move premieres again, as I said, will be throughout the year, so that stuff there's maybe a tighter timeline. But for Passion Project, we moved it to essentially our season finale so that we had enough time to work with the community member to fully develop their vision. And so that one, there's a little bit less of a tight timeline on.
Oh, all right. So we got a lot of stuff going on.
And there's also Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yeah, I was like, I'm forgetting something.
Sorry, one of my favorites. I'm just excited. So I was like,
in May at the Orpheum, yes, we're doing Dear Evan Hansen. I can't believe I forgot that I jumped to the Passion Project. Sorry. But yeah, we're really excited. It's an exciting season. We're also still this October doing the Rocky Horror Singing Shadowcast with the State Theater for Halloween. We are doing a reading of a spooky musical in October as well. So lots of exciting things happening this season.
All right. And so how will auditions work?
Ooh.
That's a great question. So this last season, we tried one big audition for the entire season, and it actually worked for a lot of great reasons. But there were some things that brought forth challenges that we want to resolve. And also because our big shows are kind of more actually spread out this season, as we haven't been able to do in the past. So we were like, let's slow down and audition them at different times. Okay. So our first round of auditions will be in August. I think it's like the last week of August.
Weekend, for sure, yeah.
And that's for Goosebumps and the new musicals and some like and Rocky Horror and that kind of stuff. And then in November, we'll audition for Ghost and Rent and any winter spring musical or play readings. And then in December, we audition for Dear Evan Hansen and the Passion Project.
Okay. I have to ask on a personal level then. Ooh. Any spots for a guy that has an okay voice and gets to read instead of having to memorize, and he's a little handicapped so his mobility isn't great?
I've never heard of this guy before.
I've never heard of this guy.
Like a crazy
No, honestly,
guy.
probably because we are trying to do more of those readings. Like until I know what all the content is there, I don't know if there's a character for someone like that guy.
Whoever that is, whoever that may be at this point.
But that's intentionally, again, another platform for someone who can work on material without having to memorize. There's and like also getting to be like, I wouldn't say it this way, and like kind of helping the writer suss that out. So that's what I would be looking at is the New Works program.
All right. I'm smiling now.
Yay! Just in case. Again, for a friend. You asked for a friend.
Right. And as you were talking about the fact that you're excited about Evan Hansen, one of your favorites. Oh, yeah. That was something I knew little about, but when the tour was here, I took that in and was just absolutely amazed.
So good.
Absolutely amazed by that show. And but I figure you to be kind of a Rent person too, aren't you?
You know, I'm going to to get so much hate comments. I haven't seen Rent all the way through, and I know the eggs are getting thrown, the pitchforks are out here.
Yes.
But I do love the music. I've listened to a lot of the music. Yeah. I don't know the whole story. I'm really excited for the visions I've been hearing about what Rent can look like in a space that's not the Orpheum. Thinking of where it could be in Sioux Falls. I'm not going to give too much away because nothing is set in stone, but also nothing is not set in stone.
And because Oliver likes to be mysterious.
Yes, Oliver is a mysterious man.
I will introduce you the next one.
Yes, just like thinking about what that show could be and what it can look like in our community too, with there being so many like queer characters in there. people of color in that show, just seeing what amazing talent can get drawn out of Sioux Falls with a show like that. I'm very excited to see how we can do that and who can come out of the woodwork and really show off, because I know there are so many talented people in this community, and a show like that's really going to get them excited. And I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, I agree.
But I will be auditioning for Rent, of course.
What are you looking forward to most as a director?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, that's the current conversation. I'm excited about too much. And so trying to rein it in with finding the right people that can fill slots, and then also looking at, like, for me, I am usually like, what's left? And I'll do that at this point. But at the same time, there's a lot that I'm excited about. So I'm kind of like, I would be fine with any of them is what I'm trying to say. So honestly, oh man, I don't know. I'm excited for it all. There's a little bit of like the new musical and play development that I'm excited about. Dear Evan Hansen, very excited about. Very much my aesthetic in terms of like the stories I want to tell, and the directing style and how I would approach it. But Goosebumps, I've actually been trying to get in our season slate for a few years now. Myself and Zach Weary actually have been working. He originally submitted it for the Passion Project like 3 years ago. And we've been talking every year, and I've read different versions of it, and he's gone to see different productions of it. And we've tried to track like ticket sales, like history, so that the board would get into it. And this year, the board was really excited about what the show could bring to the community. So excited to be doing that. Rent, I've done. It's one of those, like, I'm kind of a weirdo and I do like to direct shows that I've performed in before. So I was in a production of Rent. So Rent would be amazingly fun to direct. But even if not, as the producer, and it's non-traditional space, there's a lot of things that I am having to curate that I'm already very fulfilled from. And then Ghost is like, I'm excited for that because everyone's like, there's a lot of spectacle and magic behind it that people are like, how are you doing that? And I'm like, yeah, we're going to confront that by doing it in a more immersive space where you can't hide, but then also do some creative problem solving. And a big surprise is that the script is like, the stage directions aren't written the way that you saw it on Broadway or on tour. So it actually like can inspire a director to kind of make a few different choices that still feel very magical.
All right. It's always a pleasure to have both of you on. Great to have you on together for the first time.
Thanks, Dave.
You're all aware, of course, of the end of the conversation always means a question.
Yes. I've been trying to think of what I can say.
Well, and I know I've asked you my most recent one.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So with you, Casey, tell me, what's your favorite flower?
Ooh, I love lilies. Primarily because my mom always had them for some reason in the back of our, my mom loves flowers. So whenever I see a flower, I think, oh my gosh, that's like my mom. She spends about half our mortgage on flowers, and my dad hates it. But I always just see a lily and I think they're so beautiful. I also really love sunflowers. I feel like that's kind of like a traditional basic one, but I just think that they're bright and yellow. They remind me of spring and summer, and they're usually humongous and they take up a lot of space. So I love the idea of a sunflower. That's what I'd probably say.
Oliver, you don't get that one. You get the...
I don't want to answer that one.
Well, you can next time then.
Okay. Yes, sir.
By the way, mine's a yellow rose.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
I
just
love
absolutely. That. Yeah, just it's so great. All right, Oliver, for you then, what will be the title of your autobiography?
Oh, I remember hearing this one.
Thank God you didn't ask.
That's the one. No,
I got asked about my cartoon character, and I've thought about it far.
Okay, he asked somebody else about it because I heard it.
Yeah, I've been asking it quite a bit.
I
lately,
like this one. I'm gonna say that is so funny. Now I'm having deja vu. I remember hearing it and being like, okay, what would I call it? I need to remember this. I think I'm gonna say.
Okay, here it's coming.
Is coming. I am going to say it would be Creativity Lives Here.
Oh, there we go. Creativity Lives Here.
One.
Love it.
Kind of some drama for you.
Yeah. All right. Casey Schultz, Oliver Mays. Casey will be Adele Friday and Saturday night.
Yes, babes, of course.
At Myrtle's in the downstairs. Lovely little... What's the official title of that?
Is it the Fur Vault? Is that what it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Fur Vault. Okay.
It's also unofficially their speakeasy.
Speakeasy.
Yeah.
I was thinking it's kind of a speakeasy thing. So make sure you get your tickets online. How?
At thepremierplayhouse.com, and that's premiere with 3 E's. If you hover over our productions and events tab, you click there. Casey's show is the first one that you can click on.
All right, fantastic.
Easy to find, of course.
Looking forward to this on Friday night for the lovely lady that I like to take to shows along with
yes.
me. All
Can't
right.
wait to see her.
A perfect date night, you guys.
Yes,
oh my
Truly.
god.
Exactly. Yeah, no doubt about that. So thank you once again. Appreciate you guys taking the time.
Thank you, Dave.
And we'll be back with more of the Dave Holly Hour in just a moment. Trio Jazz Club is an intimate music venue in the heart of Sioux Falls. It's family-owned and family-run. Ricardo and Mary Beth and the entire staff provide the art of hospitality, while the best local and regional musicians provide the smooth sounds. It's a great vibe with live music Tuesday through Saturday nights. The chefs and mixologists offer an amazing menu and beer and wine lists. Cocktails as smooth as the jazz. Join the club, Trio Jazz Club, across from the Washington Pavilion. Enter as friends, leave as family.
Ladies, when it's time to give your nails some love, get that extra special treatment from Quality Nails in Sioux Falls. Manicures and pedicures that look great and make you feel fantastic. Zaya and Tony don't simply provide the service, they provide professional care for your hands and feet, whether you just want the basics or you're looking for an extra special look with added flair. Oh, and guys, it's okay to treat yourself too. Quality Nails on Minnesota Avenue. Call for an appointment, 605-334-1463. Walk-ins welcome.
Arts and entertainment lovers, you hit the mark. It's the Dave Holly Hour.
Welcome back, everyone. Always a pleasure to talk Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment, and always a pleasure to have a new guest on the show. We welcome from T6 Movies, T6 Films,
Yep.
T6 Films, Tom Abbott. You are the chief cook, bottle washer, the whole works on that thing, aren't you? Yeah.
I'm pretty much the one and only.
Yeah.
I'm the founder and pretty much my only employee and biggest fan.
Yeah, there you go. You got to be the biggest fan too, don't
Yep,
you? That
right.
works for me. I haven't done that biggest fan part yet, but I've been told I have enough of an ego I could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll go that right. But it's just the other day it was like, I was updating websites, and it's like Dave is the sole proprietor of Big D Entertainment.
Yeah, that's all right.
Never thought of it that way before, but
Right.
it's like, well, that's what I really am.
Yep.
And then break it down after that. All right, so tell us about you as Mr. T6.
Perfect. So T6 is the name. The name T6 came from, my oldest son graduated from DSU with a degree in animation and some other artsy
Nice to
thing.
have in the back pocket, huh?
Yeah, it is. But at the time, I was still drinking fairly heavily, which I finally quit doing. But
Congrats.
I was watching his project. He did the senior project that you have to do when you graduate.
Right.
And it was one of these things where it was just a short film that he made. And I was so proud of what it was. I hadn't really paid any attention to it, honestly, for whatever reason, but I sat and I watched it several times over one of these weekends back in June of 25. And I just thought it was so cool that he was able to do this. It was a short little horror film that he made, and it was super cool. And I just, as I was sitting there at almost 60 years old, I said to myself, damn, I bet I could I could make a film, even if it's just a short film. That was my original thought. So the T6 comes from my last name is Abbott, and obviously his last name is Abbott. He's Joseph Thomas, and I'm Thomas Abbott. So there's 6 T's in our names. So I said T6, and I reached out to him, and we decided we were going to start attempting to make movies, short films, whatever the case may be. So that's where the name came from. And I decided to venture beyond a short film for our first official project, which was maybe a little gutsy, maybe a little stupid, naive on my behalf. But so we started in June, or just 6 months ago, I suppose. I can't remember when exactly we started filming, but I started filming a remake of a film that I fell in love with decades ago called In Broad Daylight. And that's
Brian Dennehy.
Yeah. Loris Leachman.
Oh,
just an amazing cast. I don't know where the love of this film came from.
Yeah, I have a little side note about Cloris.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. My father double dated with her in high school.
Are you serious?
Yeah, in Des Moines, Iowa.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. So whatever the reason was, I fell in love with this movie, and to this day, I still carry around the VHS of it. I've moved probably 30 times. I recorded it off the TV back when I first came out in 1991.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the few things that I still own from back in that time frame.
Do you still have a VHS player?
I don't even have a VHS player.
It's just a part of the memorabilia right now.
It is. So I fell in love with that movie, and I told myself, as part of my sobriety journey, I said, I got to find some things to do to amuse myself instead of drinking my weekends away. So in my mind, I originally thought it was just going to be my kid and I, and it was just going to be this stupid little, I was just going to do it for fun.
Right.
And it's evolved into something crazy.
A little more serious.
Yeah, way more serious, way more, so many people involved. And I could go on and on about how amazing it was to watch it proceed from in my head, where I thought it was just going to be me with one little camera sitting around making some crappy little movie, but it's evolved into this crazy 26 cast members and tons of extras and a crew of 10 and it's just snowballed. It was just a matter of me. It just rolled. It's just been rolling, and we're halfway done shooting, I suppose, now finally.
Okay.
So we're rolling along. I don't know, just a little more background. It was just, I would watch this film because I found it on YouTube finally, because it's not streaming anywhere. You can't find it anywhere. And I found it on YouTube, so I watched it a few more times back a year ago or so. And to me, in my mind, I was just picturing who I thought a friend or family or whatever could be the lead character. It's based on a true story, a fascinating true crime type of a story. And in my mind, I'd picture, okay, this is going to be so and so. Like, for instance, the character, the Cloris Leachman character, I thought my old drama teacher. I graduated in 1986. And she was my favorite teacher, Renee Rebnord, her name is. Loved her to death. And I said to myself, God, she'd be great at that part. So I Facebook messaged her. Pretty sure I hit up you at one point.
Yes, you did. And now I probably could have done it with the way that a previous job worked out. Yeah.
So I would just picture these people in my head, and I couldn't believe every time I asked, somebody was like, absolutely, I'll do it. Sounds like a blast.
Right.
And it's just snowballed from there. And then it turned into John Small, who owns Sunny Radio. He's one of my castmates. He's one of my cast. He plays the Reverend in the movie, but he reaches back out to me, and he says, hey, I got all this movie equipment.
Really?
I'm not using.
Well,
sweet. If you want it, you please use it. So he gave me 3 professional grade cameras. He gave me some sound equipment. And so then that turned into a bigger thing. And then,
need a 16 channel digital board by any chance?
Yep.
Oh, he got one, huh?
Yeah, I think you did.
Okay.
Yep. Maybe. So
I have one for sale.
Do you? Okay. So it's just been crazy.
Yeah.
Just one thing.
All right. And so you said you're about halfway through, and I am going to be part of this.
You are.
I'm going to be an extra on Sunday.
You are.
And we're going to be in front of the Schnitz.
Right in the Schnitz.
In the Schnitz and in front of the Schnitz. Okay, because I was worried. It's like, I know that the weather's going to be, they're calling it a, weather alert day and all that.
I figured so.
Yeah.
No, it's
going to be a little warm.
It's going to spill outside just a little bit.
Okay.
It's a really fun scene. It's one of the closing scenes in the movie. And the Schnitz, are you familiar with the Schnitz?
I am not.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
All right.
Tom and Cindy Fisher own the Schnitz in Menno, and they've owned it for many years. But it is, I always got to think of how to word this. It's the oldest one-piece bar in South Dakota. So the actual bar top is the oldest and longest one-piece bar in South Dakota. It's this, when we were looking for places to shoot, Menno, obviously not at large. The movie takes
not
place
a metropolitan.
in Skidmore.
Yeah.
No. Skidmore, Missouri is when the movie took place in 1981. It's when the actual the actual scenes took place. But when I was trying to find bars, I have bars in Parker, Kelly's. I've shot some scenes in Kelly's bar in Parker, but one of my co-producer type dudes, Brad Jorgensen, his name is, he was from Menno, and he said, you got to check out the Schnitz. And it is just it's time. I mean, it looks just exactly like you would picture from 40 years ago. It's all original. Everything in there is original. I have a couple scenes where it's the old hand, the old telephone. It's an incredible place. You'll love it. And Tom and Cindy and the people of Menno as a whole have been so welcoming to us. Every time we're there, they make a big deal out of it. In fact, they have a sign outside of the Schnitz that their beer company made that has a picture of our cast.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now filming at the Schnitz. The bar is for sale. If anybody's interested, look it up. It's really a great place. And Tom and Cindy Fisher, like I said, have been amazing to us. Every time we come, they cook. They're not open on Sundays, so we only shoot on Sundays down in Menno, and they cook food for us. One of the last times we were there, they had a big, and we're doing that again this week. We're doing a big pulled pork, and just the sweetest.
Can't go wrong with pulled pork.
No, you can't. But they're super, super great people. So we're excited. And the scenes that we're filming on Sunday, the ones that you're in particular are for those who don't know the story, do you want me to touch on that real quick?
Give us a quick summary of it.
The story took place in the early 80s, and it was basically the story of a town bully. And he was a pest in this town of Skidmore for years and years. He was a hog farmer, and he was a hog farmer. That's probably not illegal. He was a thief, and he was basically just an asshole of all times. Right. He many wives, many girlfriends. The last wife that he met when she was 14, and he ended up almost going to jail for that, obviously. And then he ended up marrying her to get off. He's one of these slimy guys that every time he got in trouble for something, he would somehow get off. Right. What he was doing.
Found a way to get out.
Yeah. So finally, the townspeople were about fed up with him. He had shot a local shopkeeper, a little old man, the little couple that owned one of the little grocery store type things in their town. And he shot him, didn't kill him, but he injured him. And they kept getting the court date. Him and his slimy lawyer kept getting the court date put off. And finally, the townspeople themselves all came together and thought, okay, we need to figure out a way to get rid of this bum and get him out of town. So the original talks obviously were just running him out of town, whatever the case may be. But on the movie, the actual events took place in July of 81. They were having a big town meeting, and being the dipshit asshole that he is, he decided to roll into town because he knew there was a big meeting talking about him in the town. So he went into the little bar and had a beer or two, and then the townspeople decided they were going to come and bully him and get him out of town. So they all piled in, and the scene you're in is actually that there's 30 or 40 townspeople that are all standing around behind him trying to intimidate him to leave. So he gets up and he goes out to his truck, and he ends up getting shot. They kill him in front of the bar. They shoot him. They don't hurt his wife. They just pull her out of the car, and he dies on Main Street of Skidmore. And then as soon as that's over, the townspeople scatter, and they all go back to work and going about their lives. And they ended up, there was FBI involved, everybody, all different law enforcement. Nobody ever confessed who did it, and they never narrowed it down who was it.
Oh wow!
So to this day, it's an unsolved mystery. So.
Okay. You say to this day, so is it based on a true story?
It is. Yeah, it's a true crime story. Yeah, wow. Place in Skidmore, Missouri. In fact, I keep wanting to drive down there. I suppose to take a road trip, because it's not, the town itself is pretty much dead. I don't think there's anything hardly. But the building that this took place of, the bar, is still there. The buildings itself, and if you look up on YouTube, there's lots of people that travel through there, because it's still a fascinating true crime story. Just because of the way was just, there's a line in there that the script itself, obviously I'm just following the original script, but there's a line that we came up with that says, when the cops are talking after the shooting, the police are talking, and they say this, this town suddenly has the world's largest pool table because everybody just jumped underneath it while the shooting was going on. Everybody, nobody said a word, into this day unsolved. So, all right,
so you're sticking to that, and sticking to the chronological order, the whole works.
Everything is. When I originally started, we call it a fan film because because we kind of have to.
You can't just say that you're right.
I tried my hardest to find producers or whatever when I first started when I decided to do this project, but long gone, not a pop. It wasn't a big film. It was a made for TV movie on NBC. So I tried to go the proper channels to get permission to shoot it because I figured I don't think anybody's really going to care about it this time. But I never could find anybody the proper channels to go through to get permission to shoot it. So we call it a fan film because that keeps us out of legal trouble, basically. Because I'm not. It's not making money. We're not going to make any money. It's
and that's becoming more popular.
It is.
You see a lot of people making fan films.
Yep, absolutely.
And so I'm intrigued by this. I can't wait to be a part of it. And I just I'm always fascinated by the way a process moves.
Yep.
And for you, sitting there just thinking, my son and I, we're going to do this, and then it just keeps building and building and building. What are your expectations of it at this point?
So obviously it'll be on YouTube. That's where most fan films end up. But at this point, because of all the fun that we're having with it, and so many people involved, and everybody wants to see it, and it's one of the questions I get the most is where are we going to be able to see this? And obviously, first and foremost, it'll be on YouTube. But we have reached out to the little movie theater in Viborg. We want to do some screenings of it for sure, like down in Menno, probably somewhere, even in the bar. Kelly's Bar in Parker was really cool to us, and they let us shoot a couple scenes in there. So we want to do some public screenings for sure once it comes out.
Yeah.
After that, it'll be up on YouTube, and we'll just see where it goes.
Fun!
It has literally been the funnest thing. It's so much work, and it's so many moving pieces. So many moving pieces with coordinating all the actors and coordinating all the the extras and all of that and the vehicles because it's a period piece. So I have vehicles that I need that are older, 70s and 80s type vehicles. The clothing, I've had just a blast with the wardrobe. But back to your question, it's just, we'll do some screenings in and around Sioux Falls and Parker and Menno probably, but then it'll be on YouTube.
Is there another fan film in the future?
There's not a fan film, but my next ventures are there's 2 documentaries that I'm in pre-production on. That was actually my original
And do you need a voiceover?
I might actually. I might. I'm doing 2 of them. One of them is sort of just at the beginning. They're both just kind of in the beginning works. I have everybody's kind of been following, I'm sure, the story of Pins up in Rapids, the bowling alley that burned down, unfortunately. I myself and the owner Casey are talking. What I want to do, and I haven't put all these pieces together yet, so don't hold me to this if it doesn't come to fruition. But what I'm planning to do is to help with some of his payroll and things like that he's going forward. He still needs some help. So what I'm working on doing is a series, a docu-series basically that'll be online, and it'll be available to stream probably monthly is what I'm guessing, but it's just basically watching Casey and his rebuild and where he goes from here and the outpouring of support that he's gotten from Del Rapids the surrounding areas. Obviously, everybody's just been so supportive and really giving him a leg up, and lots of fundraisers and things. And to me, that's the spirit of community and what
True.
With as much crap as going on in the world these days, when you see something like that and you see people come together and lift somebody up that's in the worst time of their life.
I have said many times in the past that South Dakota is one city, and it's all a small city.
Yep.
I love the growth. I love living here in Sioux Falls. I love everything that we have in all of the places that we have in this time in this state. But every time it comes to something like that, everybody pulls together.
100%.
And everybody is concerned, even if they can't physically go do something. So that's amazing.
It's been great to see. So that's I hope to get started at least a little bit on that. Casey and I have been in contact. I actually need to reach back out to him because it's been just a little bit. But so that's my goal. And then what I'm hoping to do is put it on like Patreon, where you could, if you wanted to pay to see the episodes, they would be an episode. And it's basically just watching what he does next and how. But a lot of it will be around surrounding the community of the people that have come to his aid. And
thinking of possibly doing any short fictional pieces?
maybe
that my stupid mind might come up with.
Yes, I was just gonna say I haven't nailed down the process of screenwriting much yet, and I would love to, but I just don't think I'm that's not me. I'm more of the director type,
right?
You know, and I have friends, like I got a friend Daryl Hurdlicka who's in the movie, and he's also a screenwriter. He writes little stuff. So yes, definitely in the future. I also have a documentary that I'm in the works with that's kind of a touchy subject, but it's about mental health crisis.
Right.
And I have a friend of mine who lives in Florida currently, but was that's been a good friend of mine for years. And he had a son who had severe mental health issues. To the point of, suicidal and just rough mental health issues. And just the fact that he can't get help for this kid because of the insurance, and insurance won't help. And you got to, you have to self-fund a lot of that type of. So that's
sadly
a ways off. Yeah, absolutely.
And,
sad.
It's one of those, I can't remember who actually came up with it first around the world, but, saying that mental health is health.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And, take the time that you need when you got situations 100%. Going on. There's no doubt about that.
I think everybody at some point or other, either through connections or yourself, deals with mental health.
Right.
issues. And it's such a stigma. I mean, it's way better now.
Right. But
like
it's out there.
I had a nephew that committed suicide in early 90s, right? And it was one of these stigmas where you whisper, nobody wants to talk. Even at his funeral, people were whispering still. But fortunately enough, we've come a long way since then. But there's still a big stigma around it where guys, men a lot, I think, even don't want to talk about it because they're
we're horrible in this area, even when it comes to, the traditional health things.
Yeah. Oh, for real.
You're dying. Why don't you go to the hospital or go see a doctor? Oh, I'm fine. I'm not dead yet.
100%.
Yeah.
So hopefully, those are my two current projects, but I'm always looking. I'm always looking because I'm just having so much fun with this that I can't believe that I'm fortunate enough to do it.
Right.
I mean, it's a pain in the butt. It's like today, as I come here today with you, this is my notes for this week. I have a tendency to put stuff off. Like we only film every other weekend because my director of photography, Caleb Cass, who's a great person and a wonderful, very talented dude, he has custody things, so he can only shoot every weekend, every other weekend. So I got to work around that. But then we had like the 4th of July. So I've had like a month and a half to figure out what scenes I'm shooting besides the one that you're in. And here I am today, finally scrambling, like trying to nail down. I had an original idea. And then suddenly now it's 3 days out from shooting, and I'm like, shit, I still got to finish it. I haven't half of the actors, I haven't even told them what time to be there or anything, but it's so much fun. I just need to get a little more organized so I can continue. But we got 7 scenes. I had this I want to get this thing shot by the end of the summer, or by the end of hopefully the summer. Into the early fall, and we got a lot of work to do still. So I was thinking we were going to cram 12 scenes in on Sunday, and Caleb, my director of photography, said there's absolutely 0% chance that we're going to get 12 scenes. So I had to back. Now I'm backpedaled. I'm down to 7, and 2 of them are really short. So we'll see what we get done. But
what are some of the biggest things you've learned in this process?
I think a lot of it is just how willing, one of the biggest things that I think is amazing is how willing people are, even with no experience and no, financial gain from it, how people are excited about this type of process in South Dakota.
Wait a minute, I'm not getting paid Sunday?
You get a pork sandwich.
That's right.
Does that count?
Yes, it does.
So it's just that people are so willing to jump up and say, yeah, I want to be a part of this. And I think that's been the most exciting part for me. I mean, because it's not something that happens in South Dakota. I mean, it does happen. I belong to filmmaking groups on Facebook.
Right.
It's out there. There's people making movies. But when people are so excited about it because, it gives them something to say, when I've been in a couple movies. I was in an original movie way back in the 90s called Class President, which was shot around Del Rapids. And to me, it was about showing my kids. So you had something and you could say, hey, look what I did once. But I think that's been the most eye-opening to me is that, I got people on my cast list of all walks of life, Republicans, Democrats, across a lot of party lines. Everybody just wants to be a part of it. And I have people, tons of people that say, I want to be an extra. They just want to be a part of it. And even like my crew that I have, the people that I have working behind the scenes, just everybody just volunteers their time because they want to be a part of it.
Oh, that's
and I
awesome.
think that's what's amazing. That's what amazes me the most. And just the other thing is just how much work it is. You would know, it's
Right.
work because that's in Hollywood. That's all they do for a living. But it's a lot of moving pieces, especially, in my case, when it's a period piece and I got to find all the wardrobe and the vehicles and there's just a lot of moving pieces to get together.
Very true.
But it's fun.
So I shouldn't wear my Apple Watch.
No, well, you might be able to keep your arms down.
Oh, no. I'm a flare.
No, those will be fun scenes.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, and looking forward to once it's all put together and seeing what the finished project is and so forth. So you've become a director.
Yep.
And who do you look up to as director?
Ooh, good Lord, that's a great question. I'm an actor's director. I'm an actor. Like when I watch film, I shouldn't say this 100% because I'm a huge horror buff and I watch tons of horror movies. So when I say this, it's not going to be believable if you see my watch history at home. But I love acting. So I love when a director can coach actors to be great in their role. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Robert Redford.
Yeah.
Like my favorite movie of all time is Ordinary People. And the acting that's involved. So those type of directors that can pull out the best in an actor, to me, is what drives me.
Yeah.
And when I started this project, even I said that all along, is that I need people behind me to help with more of the technical stuff because I want to be involved with coaching. I've directed theater a long time ago, and I've acted in theater and movies myself. So I want to make sure that the actors that I have are the best that they can be. So those are the type of directors that I look up to.
Okay. So what's the difference between stage directing and movie directing?
Stage directing is way more complicated. And not only that, but acting and stage directing is just because of the live aspect,
right?
And that's what I have to tell these people too that are coming and they're panicking and they're freaking out because they got scenes. It's like, we can do this 10 times.
Right.
It's fine. We don't want to.
There's no take two clapboard on stage.
There's not. I have so much respect for the people on stage because I've done it, but
right.
It's terrifying, but yet so rewarding when you get the show.
Well, especially, I've done it before, but it's been in, short runs of 3, maybe 4 shows on a weekend.
Yep.
And that's a lot of work regardless. And then you think of Worthing and Old Town Dinner Theater, they're doing 5 weekends.
That's where I got my start in theater, actually. I did theater in high school, and then my very first production was right out of hise school. I did You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown at the Old Town Theater. And I did 6 or 7 shows, I think, there through the years. And it's like you said, it's so much. Hours and hours. I remember we would rehearse all week long, Monday through Friday, Thursday or whatever. And then when it came to showtime, it was Friday, whatever, Thursday or Friday through Sunday. And it's just such a huge commitment.
Right.
So
and maybe a pickup rehearsal in between from time to time.
And then when I finally got to the point where I had a family and I was having kids, I don't have time for and it's too bad too, because I loved it. I loved theater, and I will get back to it someday, but first, I got to get this silly movie out of the way before I start thinking about anything else. I love theater. Theater was my passion originally till I stumbled across this hobby.
Well, Tom Abbott, it's been a pleasure. Before I let you go, though, there's always one question at the end. And since you're a first-time guest, you get the original question. It may turn into more questions. So when you're not making a film, what do you like to be entertained by?
I like to be entertained by I've always been a big, huge fan of live music. I'm a golf nut all of a sudden. I golf every day of my life pretty much, especially in retirement that I'm in at the moment. But I love movies. I love watching. I spend currently, with me being between jobs, I spend a lot of time watching movies as well as trying to make movies. Music and theater are what my passions are.
Any other hobbies then?
Golf.
Golf is it, huh?
I just started playing golf this year.
Really?
I played when I was younger, and then same thing with family. It's expensive as shit, and you got it's a good 2 hours a day. But my previous job that I just lost, I worked 6 to 2:30, So I was off at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
My son started playing golf, who's 19, and he bought a membership at the club in Parker.
Mm-hmm.
So now I just spend my days right now. This is my schedule. I'll tell you this real quick. This is what I do in the meantime while I'm unemployed. I wake up, I go drink coffee on the patio. I then usually go drag my wife out to the golf course, play 9 holes, come home, eat lunch, watch a movie, go outside, swim in my pool, maybe take a nap, and then sometimes go back and golf. So that's what my life consists of currently. And
nice life.
Apparently I need to be working on this a little sooner than 3 days out from shooting.
Yeah, there are some chicken scratches all over those pages.
Yeah, well,
good for you.
Yep, I got quick noted. These say quick next to these scenes, so I can try to convince my director of photography that we can squeeze those in. But it's going to be a blast, and I can't wait to have you come down Sunday.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it, and looking for a really great time and an incredibly delicious pulled pork sandwich.
Yeah, he does great work. He does pork great down there.
All right. Tom Abbott, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave.
And we will be back with more of the Dave Holly Hour. Actually, and be back to wrap it up here in just a moment. Looking for a place with great music, great people, and a laid-back atmosphere? Head to Phil's Pub. Every Thursday, join the fun at Trap the Queen of Spades, where every game helps support cats, and your chance to win keeps getting bigger. On July 24th, don't miss the 1270s as they make their Phil's debut, bringing the biggest rock and roll hits of the 50s, 60s, and 70s for a night of classic favorites. Grab some pizza, bring your friends, make yourself at home at Phil's Pub. Find out more at Phil's Facebook page.
Once again, Dave Holly.
Thanks again to my great guests, Casey Schultz and Oliver Mays, and Tom Abbott. As we wrap up episode 328, let's give our Weekend Eve toast to passion. That is the main characteristic all my guests, now over 450, have in common. I often tell them that their passion is my passion. Hopefully that comes across in all the conversations you hear on this show. Show website, DaveHollyHour.com. We have an updated look. Make sure you check the trivia page. You can find out what's next week's theme at Chasers. And don't forget, you can listen to any episode anytime you want. The show is also available on your favorite podcast platform. Thank you all for supporting local arts and for taking the time to download so many episodes. I encourage you to find your art. Find the art you enjoy. Find the art you're interested in trying. And we shall see you in the arts. As the Sioux Falls Arts Council says, together we art. As Art South Dakota says, home is where the art is. As I say, put some art in your heart. Remember, my name is Dave Holly, and for me, every day is a holiday.
The Dave Holly Hour has been brought to you by Trio Jazz Club, Sioux Falls' premier jazz club. Enter as friends, leave as family. Phil's Pub, your local dive with music for the people. Chasers Food and Spirits, Excel Chiropractic, and Quality Nails. Stay up to date on the show by following on Instagram and Facebook. All episodes available anytime at DaveHollyHour.com. The Dave Holly Hour is produced in the Dipsy Doodle Studios by Big D Entertainment.
Thanks for listening.